A growing number of European and Canadian travelers are finding themselves unexpectedly detained at U.S. borders in recent weeks, sparking international concern and diplomatic responses. Several high-profile cases have come to light, shedding new scrutiny on U.S. immigration enforcement. Let's start with the German citizens who have been caught up in this tightening of border controls. Lukas Seeloff, a 25-year-old from Germany, was detained on February 18th after crossing back into the U.S. from Tijuana with his American fiancée following a brief trip to Mexico. Seeloff was handcuffed, shackled, and held in a crowded detention center for 16 days before being released, but only after his fiancée purchased a $2,744 flight back to Germany. Another German national, 29-year-old Jessica Brosche, endured an even longer ordeal. Detained at the U.S.-Mexico border on January 25th, Brosche spent over 6 weeks in detention, including more than a week in solitary confinement. She was released and returned to Germany on March 11th. And the detentions aren't limited to border crossings. Fabian Schmidt, a 34-year-old legal permanent resident, was recently detained at Boston Airport while returning from Luxembourg. As of this month, he remains in custody. It's not just German travelers facing these harsh measures. In early March, Rebecca Burke, a 28-year-old British graphic artist, was detained for 19 days despite following proper procedures. She has since been released and returned to the UK, with the British Foreign Office confirming they provided support during her detention. Canadian traveler Jasmine Mooney faced a similar situation. Mooney was held for 12 days after crossing into the U.S. from Tijuana on March 3rd, despite having a valid work visa. She has since been released and returned to Canada. These incidents have sparked alarm across Western nations, prompting official responses. Germany has updated its travel advisory, warning citizens that having proper documentation doesn't guarantee entry. The German Foreign Ministry confirmed it is taking these cases seriously, emphasizing that the final decision rests with U.S. border authorities. The United Kingdom has followed suit, updating its travel advice to warn citizens about the strict enforcement of entry rules and the potential for arrest or detention if those rules are breached. Meanwhile, in Canada, British Columbia Premier David Eby voiced concerns about the unpredictability of U.S. actions, noting that these incidents have reinforced anxieties about U.S.-Canada relations. The broader implications of these detentions are raising eyebrows globally. Pedro Rios, director of the American Friends Service Committee, remarked that in his 22 years of border work, he has never seen travelers from Western Europe and Canada, longtime U.S. allies, locked up like this. As tensions rise and international travelers grow wary, the spotlight is now firmly on U.S. border policies and how they are applied, even to citizens of traditionally allied nations. We'll continue to follow this developing story as governments and travelers alike grapple with the changing landscape of international travel.